Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation today continues from Suhi Mahalla Pehla, Kar Satwa. And the title of the Sabbath is Jog na Khintha. And it actually is a twin Sabbath to the one we considered yesterday, where Babaji said, Jogi hove jogave, where he laid out the modes of the human mind that keeps slipping into yog, pog, tapas, and so on, self-denial. And in today's Shabad, Babaji is asking the question not so much as Sadara Sunije Pai, but what is real yoga? And you will notice that he is not saying to toss aside the robes or the outward bearing or the earrings. He's saying something far more radical. None of it, not one external thing, he tells us, is real yoga. So let's read the whole Sabbath first, sit with it, and then consider what is being said. The Sabbath. Suhi Mahalla Pehla, Kar Satwa, Ik Oankar, Satguru Prasad. Jog na khintha, jog na dande, jog na pasam chadaiye, jog na mundi, mund mundaiye, jog na sinji vaiye. Anjan main ranjan rahiye, jog jugat iv paiye. गल्ली जोग न होई, एक दृष्ट कर समसर जाने, जोगी कहिए सोई रहाओ. जोग न बाहर मड़ी मसाणी, जोग न ताड़ी लाइए, जोग न देस दसंतर भविए, जोग न तीरथ नाइए. अंजन माहे निरंजन रहिए, जोग जुगत इव पाइए. सतगुर भेटे तां सहसा टूटै, धावत वरज रहाइयै. निज्जर झरे सहज धुन लागै, कर ही परचा पाइयै. अंजन माहे निरंजन रहियै, जोग जुगत इव पाइयै. नानक जीवत अमर रहियै, ऐसा जोग कमाइयै. वाजे बाजों सिंजी वाजै, तौ निर्भव पद पाइयै. अंजन माहे निरंजन रहियै, जोग जुगत दौ पाइयै. Anjan meh niranjan rahiye is the refrain. So it begins with the invocation of Ik Oankar, Satguru Prasad, acknowledging reality as being and becoming simultaneously, and to realize this reality in its paradoxical presentation requires the insight of the Guru. So jog na khintha, jog na dande, jog na pasam chadaiye. It's not the patched cloak, it is not the begging staff, it is not ensmearing the body with ashes. Babaji begins with the outward uniform, the costume. This is not yoga. Babaji is signaling to us that wearing a patched coat, carrying a begging staff, is not yoga. You can wear the whole kit and be exactly as asleep as you were before. Jog na mundi, mund mundaiye, jog na sinji vaiye. It's not in the earrings, it's not in the shaved head, It is not in the blowing of the yogi's horn. Anjana mahe niranjana rahiya, jog jugat iv paiya. This is how the way to jog is found. How? Anjana mahe niranjana rahiya. To stay unstained in the very midst of the staining world. Meaning, we live in a corrupt world. How do you stay incorruptible in a world that is staining? So Anjan is the black collyrium, the soot, the pull of the world, the glamour, the mesmerizing of the world. Niranjan is the unstained. So that is how you find yoga. And then there are how. Galli jog na hoi. Galli jog na hoi. Not words, not discourse, no spiritual talk, not even this podcast or commentary. None of this. Ek drishti kari samsar jane, jogi kahiye soi. Arahav. Here is the message. The one who looks with a single eye and knows all as equal, that one alone may be called a yogi. After not this and not that, ek drishti, one seeing, equality, if you will, seeing everyone as the same. That is yoga. Equal eye isn't a moral effort to be nice to everyone. It's the natural optics of a mind that has recognized what it is. Man tu jyot saroop hai. Light recognizing light in the beggar and the king alike. That perception is the mark of yoga, not the costume, not the talk. And then, jog na bahir madi masani, jog na tadi laiye. Not in the cremation grounds, not in the tombs, not in fixing yourself in a forced trance. Jog na desad santar paviya, jog na tirath naiya. Not in wandering from place to place, from country to country, region to region, not in bathing at pilgrimages. Anjana mahe niranjana rahiya, jog jugat iv paiya. There you go, the remaining unstained. And the stain, by the way, is the stain of the ego that prevents you from looking at everybody equally. You see, that is the key. And then how do you actually remove that stain? That Babaji tells us in verse 3. Satgur peta ta sehsa tuta tavat varj rahaiya. Satgur peta. When the true Guru is recognized and met, then doubt is shattered, and the racing mind is reined in and brought to rest. This is how it works. Nijjar chare sahaj dhun lagge, karhi parcha paiya. An unceasing spring wells up within. The intuitive sound current, sahaj dhun, begins to sound. And right within the home of one's own self, acquaintance with the divine is found. Nijjar chara, a spring that never stops flowing. Sahaj dhun lagge, the intuitive sound current. Karhi parcha paye, pariche, acquaintance is to be made within, not outside. So sahaj is that intuitive, effortless poise, the natural dawning, the knowing that dawns when the conditioned ego subsides. Elsewhere in Gurbani, it says, Satgur Seviya Sehaj Upay. Sehaj will well up. It's natural. It's there. And then, of course, Anjana Mahe Niranjana Rahiye Jog Jugat Eva Paiye. This is how the way of union is found. And in conclusion, the seal. Nanak Jivataya Mar Rahiye Aisa Jog Kamaiye. To be dead while alive, that is the union worth earning. It's the death of the conditioned ego, haume, while you go on living fully, working, loving. This is the manmukh to gurmukh turn that we mention of in Gurbani. The same self, the same mind, but no longer the center of its universe. Kamaiye, earned, practiced. Vajje bajjon sinji vajje tav nirbo pad paiye. The horn sounds without being blown. This is that state of fearlessness, of intuitive awareness. Because once you're there, then fearlessness is the state of the mind. And then conclusion, Anjana Mahe, Niranjana Rahiye, Jog Jugatto Paiye. This has been the refrain. So Babaji is emphasizing that no outward external insignia is yoga. Yoga is not carrying the stain of the ego. That is what yoga is. That is what will cause you to meet with union with the self. In other words, you will be where you are naturally supposed to be. So no change of clothes, no special cushion. When you catch your mind racing, don't force it. Just listen. So yoga is an inner condition. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.